What is the meaning of home? In this video, I want to open up the question of what does it mean to you when it comes to the word home? How do you define home? Do you define it as a place where you are physically? Do you define it as, the house that you live in? Do you define it as, the place where you were born and raised, where your family is, the type of friends and people that you grew up with? Or maybe it's a place where you define it as a place where you know really well and you feel comfortable in, and you just know the place or the area, on the back of your hand. Is that the same back of your hand? And this question, this quest actually of finding out like what does it mean to be home, or where is home, is something that I've been personally struggling with for the last couple years, and just really kind of struggling to feel like I belong somewhere, or like, belonging to a particular place, to a particular city, an area, or just maybe like a circle of people, or like within a particular, network or support group. I've mentioned this in earlier videos that I've made, but basically, I moved from California to Oregon a little bit over 2 years ago. And being here in Oregon and having my own place and having my own space and a lot of time to, myself, and just kind of a space for self discovery and personal growth. I really got to think about, hey, like, I didn't really feel like I belonged in California. And, but also at the same time, now that I'm in Oregon, it's like, do I feel like I belong here in Oregon? So I started asking that question, like, really, like, as soon as I got here to Oregon. And it was just this, like, uneasiness and this feeling of lack of belonging, kind of a sense of being lost and struggling to really feel like I belong anywhere. I didn't feel like I belonged in California, and I didn't feel like I belong in Oregon. And this question, this struggle to find the answer, has been something that has been giving me kind of like really constant low level anxiety, because the question constantly pops up like, oh, hey, like, where do I want to live next? Or where do I want to make my next move to, right? Because as things are now, I've been here in Oregon for 2 years, and it's kind of like I'm projecting into the future that if my life keeps, going at the same rate or on the same path that it has been for the past 2 years, it's like I don't think I can keep doing this, or I wouldn't want to keep doing this, because if I'm not feeling like fulfilled because I'm feeling a lack of belonging, then I feel like I need to do something to change that. And as I kept wrestling with this question and kept trying to dig for some answers, I also realized that I used to think that home is kind of strictly physical based. So, in terms of like where I was, in terms of location and the quality of life, or how nice a particular area is, or, what's the pace of the city, right? So, a lot of things to do with like physicality, location based criteria. I would say maybe within the last several months, I have been starting to think about it in a different, from a different perspective, and just kind of asking myself a different question that, okay, what if home isn't all about where I'm physically living? Maybe, just maybe, like home could also mean that where I have my relationships, or where I want to have my relationship with people, friends, right, family. So I think it's kind of the shift from strictly thinking that home is, oh hey, like where do I want to be physically, and starting to shift into kind of the space of, oh hey, like maybe home isn't just about the physical space, but also um, it's about like, hey, where are the relationships um, that I care about, right? So kind of the relationship that I have with people, or that I will have with people. So you know how that saying goes, home is where the heart is. So I've always interpreted that as, oh hey, like home is where the heart is, which means like uh, the my favorite place to be. But what if home is also where your relationships are? To be around those that you love and care about, to be around those people that you want to hang out with and you want to spend time with, right? So, yeah, like I've just been noticing that I've been starting to step away from being attached to like where I want to be, and more leaning into like who I want to be around, and the types of relationship that I want to develop. And obviously, I don't have any of the answers, but I just think that it would be so powerful that, like, what if home isn't really about where you are, but home is more about where are your relationships with people? And that if you have a lot of meaningful relationships in your life, you can be anywhere in the world and feel like you're at home. And obviously, like, I am still very new at exploring this like different perspective, and it's a constantly evolving process, right? But I would love to hear what your definition of home is. Like how do you define where home is, or what home is? For me, having different perspectives and different insights from other people is extremely valuable to me, because, like I just take things in, I let it stew in my head, kind of put my own take on it, and maybe I'll come up with some new insight, for myself. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this little chat, and I really look forward to hearing from you soon.